Hey guys, so today we're going to be doing a little bit of a modding video. There's not going to be talking the entire time, but today we're going to be modding the Pwnage Ultra Custom Symmetrical, and we're going to be taking out the Omron 20 mils and putting in some Kailh 8.0s. So I'm just going to let it roll. I'm going to put some background music, and I'll see you guys at the end. Oh, and I almost forgot, if you don't want to watch the entire video and you're just here for the teardown, it ends at around 5 minutes. And if you only want to hear the clicks, you can skip to the end. The last 12 seconds is a click test with the new Kailh 8.0s. I will say that this was probably a good mouse to pick for this modification because the mouse is modular, so all this, the back and the top buttons come off rather easily, and then the rest kind of just clicks apart. The one issue that I did run into when taking this apart was the little wires. The wires for the side buttons were pretty hard to take out, so I took out some pliers to get those out. And then you'll see me struggle with the wire for the battery because the thing is so small. But I ended up getting it out, but I cut that out of the video because it took me about 2 minutes. Yeah, you see me digging in with these pliers. Don't worry, no mice were harmed in the making of this video. Even though it was my first time soldering, I've taken apart mice before. I've never broken a mouse by taking it apart. And at the end of the video, the mouse still works with the 8.0s installed. So it just goes to show that these mice are a little bit more durable than you'd think. You don't have to be extremely careful when ripping these, well, I say ripping because you basically see me ripping it out, but you don't have to be super careful when you're taking apart these mice. Obviously, don't, you know, pull as hard as you can and rip the connectors out of the PCB, but you don't have to be as gentle as some people lead you to believe. So now that this thing is mostly apart, I'm going to cut in the clip of me soldering. I had to do it in the garage, so the film is not great. It had to be vertical because there's nowhere to put the camera, so I had to use my phone, and I don't have like a stand, so it just had to be vertical, so bear with me. Also, I will note that this is my first time soldering a mouse, so obviously I probably did something wrong here. If you guys want to tell me the right way to do it, just throw that down in the comments. But this soldering iron that I had was about $15 on Amazon, and the solder sucker did not work. So you'll see in the next clip that when I have to try to put the Kailh switches in, there is a little bit of residual solder from the Omrons in there. So what I had to do was I had to melt that solder in order to push the Kailh pins through the solder and then re-solder afterwards. It's a little bit unfortunate, but when you buy a cheap soldering iron, I mean, what do you really expect? So this is just me soldering it. At the end, you'll see the solder after this clip. It's not very pretty, but the mouse works. I didn't destroy it, so that's a good thing, I guess, right? I hope you guys are ready for this soldering gore that's about to occur in your eyeballs. As you can see, you know, not the greatest solder, but at the end of the day, it got the job done, and the mouse still works. I just want to point out that before you start putting the mouse back together, like I'm doing here, I plugged it into my PC with a USB-C cord to make sure that the mouse wheel and the two mouse buttons still worked. Obviously, I didn't do anything to the mouse wheel, but I wanted to make sure I didn't break it in the process of soldering, which I didn't, so that's a good thing. This part of the video is sped up, because if you watched the teardown, I assume you know how to put it back together. I just wanted to come back and say that if you made it this far, I really appreciate you watching, And if you could, I would appreciate if you could drop a like and a sub, and comment, let me know what kind of content you want to see in the future. Thanks for watching, and here's the click test.